Diverging markets. What's a trader to do? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. This is Todd Bubba Horwitz. It is Tuesday, January the 29th. It is about 12:15 Eastern Time. In the meantime, markets are diverging. You've got a Dow that is much stronger. You got an S&P that is weak. You've got a Nasdaq that is really weak, and you've got a Russell that's relatively flat. So what is it that we do from here? Well, again, I think one of the things that we see the market, one of the messages that the markets are sending here is very simple. Okay, that there's a little bit of concern as money pours into the Dow versus the S&P. When the Dow is the strongest and the Nasdaq is weakest, that is more of a bearish sign. Typically, when you're looking at markets, if the Russell and Nasdaq are strong, that is what we would call a risk-on environment. When the Dow is the strongest, that's more of a risk-off environment. That's where people go, as we would say, for some safety. So that looks to be some issues here. I think you're seeing a bunch of things happening in the market that indicate that we may be getting ready to break out of this consolidation. Now, you've got the Fed tomorrow. You've got more China talks. You've got a lot of things going on in these markets right now that could break us out of this consolidation, including Apple's earnings tonight, Facebook's earnings tomorrow. So there are things that can break us out one way or the other. I think the market sits here and consolidates until we get through there. So my trade here, although my algorithms are long and I'm long, my trade out for most is to sit out and watch and relax. I think we're still in that big trading range of 2,600 to 2,700, although for the last week we've been much tighter. But again, until we can break out and show that we're going to trend up or we're going to trend down, I think there's no real reason there. I think there may also be some bad news coming out of China as we continue to look at the grain markets, which are under a lot of pressure after being higher yesterday early and then failing. They're failing right from the get-go today. So that is not a great sign. Now, again, to me, it's just another buying opportunity because we believe that the grains are going to have a big move to the upside. So we'll be looking to buy here. But again, right now, I think it's easier to sit back and wait before you start jumping in here. I think that this does indicate that there may be some news coming out of China that may not be pleasant, which would also indicate why maybe the NASDAQ and why maybe the S&P is lower today. Gold is breaking out. As we've been long gold from 1180, it's now over 1300. Again, I would expect in the next day or two to see some pullback in gold. We'd be looking to be a buyer somewhere around 1300. And now we have moved to April gold as February gold is coming off the board. So we'll be looking at 1300 April gold as a level to step in and buy. The meats are very blasé. And you're starting to see some divergence even with inside the meats as you've got different months doing different things. But I think they're generally flat. I think the one concern is the hog market. Although April hogs are higher, February hogs are lower, so that spread is widening. We are bullish April hogs. Certainly the February hogs look like they're going to fail. It looks like they're going to widen out that spread. So we'll see how that trades out. In the meantime, oil up big today. We thought 54 is about as high as I can get, and that's right about where it got to. So we'll see what happens from here. Again, I think we're coming significantly lower. I think you're going to start to see a lot of the frackers start selling some futures in here. So I think we're going to see this come in. Bonds are a little higher, but again, with the Fed coming out tomorrow, I would wait until after the Fed reports. And I think the best trade here right now is to sit back and relax and not get too overly excited about trading. With volumes extremely light, the VIX marginally higher, all the divergences in the market, sometimes it's better to sit it out. And I think this is one of those times. Let's see what Apple does. Let's see what the Fed does. Let's see what Facebook does. And then maybe we will break out to a trend in which then we can get into a market and start to get back into a market that's going to move instead of basically just torture us going back and forth in this consolidation range. So I think the best trade right now is to sit it out and be on the sidelines for most. Again, the strength in the Dow over everything else is not a bullish sign. In the meantime, the cryptos are just kind of lulling, gagging around. And of course, just to be clear, I'm only using the cryptos as a place to speculate and kind of gamble a little bit. We're believers. There's a lot of pressure on them right now. So again, I wouldn't take a big investment here. As I continue to say, this is like going to a dinner and a movie trade. If you feel like going to a dinner and a movie trade for a couple $100, that's quite acceptable. If you don't feel like doing that, then hey, then stay away from them. Again, you're purely gambling, and I'm just accumulating, looking to catch something, and almost as a lottery ticket. In the meantime, we'll be back with more tomorrow on Bubba's Daily Update. We will not update until after the Fed announces, so we can give you the best idea. I'll also be doing Market Rally Radio tomorrow for Chip Flory, so if you want to catch me there, you can between 3 and 4 Eastern Time. In the meantime, as I mentioned yesterday, for the Bubba's Daily Updates, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, those will now be a charge. And we're offering also a text messaging service where you can get my updates via text. If you'd like to get just the text messages, which are $4.99 a month, you can go to bubbatrading.com/MMSMS. If you want the video portion Monday through Thursday, you can go to bubbatrading.com/video, and that would be $5.99 a month. If you'd like to get them both, okay, you can get them both for $9.99 a month, and that's bubbatrading.com/video SMS. And the Bubba's Bottom Line, which is on Sundays, will still be free. But during the week, for the updates and for the live data, there will be a charge. So those are the links you go to. In the meantime, have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more of Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great day, everybody.